Boom. All right, there we go. Finally got the microphone to work properly. It's Friday, everyone. It's Friday. One college football playoff semifinal game down. Thrilling game last night. You can easily tell where the NFL talent is. Man, last night was fun. I had my bet all set, too. Kicking myself now. I should have cashed it out. Really should have cashed it out. Because I had everything set. But I made the over-under on the points bet. And heading into the fourth quarter, I'll be honest, I was feeling really confident. Then that fourth quarter explosion happened. See here. What should we do today? Well, we got more coaching news to talk. We got a lot more coaching news to talk. The Miami Dolphins. Think about this. We are officially up to one quarter of the league is going to have a new coach. One quarter of the league is going to have a new coach. I don't know if that's a great thing or not. So, the way that everything played out. So, if you guys remember, on Monday, Ross, the owner of the Dolphins, came out and said Mike McDaniel is going to be part of the new GM search. Okay, that's fine. Here's where it gets really interesting. Then on Thursday, he fires him. Why? Because on Wednesday, John Harbaugh got fired. And now he gets to go after a coach he really believes can do something. Mike McDaniel is only currently a free head coach because the owner wants John Harbaugh. And it's absolutely wild. It is absolutely wild. And you start looking at these 8 jobs because now, okay, one quarter of the league for sure is going to have new coaches. And I'm looking at this and I'm going, hold it. Some of these teams don't really add up. The Titans, Vrabel had success. They traded away all the players. Vrabel got pissed off. They fired Vrabel. Vrabel was right. Titans need to rebuild. Not sure who they're going to get. The Giants, John Mara is becoming a toxic owner. He screwed up the Daniel Jones contract. Really gave the team no flexibility. And it was just a hard situation to be able to be a head coach in. The Browns are the Browns. Made the playoffs. Baker Mayfield, Joe Flacco, and the other 4 starting quarterbacks. Wasn't a coach issue. It was a quarterback issue. Jimmy Haslam wanted to give Deshaun Watson the ginormous deal that was the dumbest deal that we've all ever seen in the NFL. That will never happen again. Nobody will get a 100% guaranteed contract ever again for the exact reason with Deshaun Watson. The Raiders, Mark Davis needs to figure it out. I told Big J the other night that he's only got 1 or 2 more years to be able to use trying to clean up his dad's mess, because now they're in Vegas. They're no longer in Oakland. This is his team. New stadium, new place. They made the playoffs with Derek Carr. Devontae Adams came over. Stuff didn't work. The reality is Mark Davis needs to be better. And Tom Brady's not great. That we all know. Nothing about what he does is fantastic. The Cardinals have had spurts. The Cardinals can win. The owner is kind of meddling. The quarterback is not great. He's not football focused. That's obvious. The Atlanta Falcons have the second best owner in all of the open jobs. Arthur Blank is an amazing owner to work for. Amazing owner to work for. Lots of talent on that team. Whoever takes over for the Falcons is not talent depleted in any way. They could easily make a playoff run right away. Couple moves and you're looking good. Ravens are obviously the number 1. Dolphins, I would have to right now put probably at 3. Because Stephen Ross has money and he's going to tell whoever the next coach is, hire your assistants. Hire whoever you want. I will pay them. And there is something to be said for that. So here's where we're at then. 8 job openings right now. If the Bills lose on Sunday in bad fashion, I think McDermott is fired immediately. Sunday night. It's new stadium, and John Harbaugh is available. Go after him. Shoot, Kevin Stefanski would be better than Sean McDermott up in Buffalo. Nick Sirianni. You lose to San Francisco on Sunday. Yeah, Sirianni out, Harbaugh in. There's potential. And because the Giants were so in on Harbaugh for 24 hours, they are probably at this point in time, they've been really silent now because they realize they just lost out on Harbaugh. Because I don't see Harbaugh wanting to take the Giant job. So because they lost out on Harbaugh, I could see them making the trade for Tomlin still. I could still see them trying to make that work. So how many coaches do we have out there? Now, if you remember, when Baltimore fired Brian Billick, they found this little special teams coordinator named John Harbaugh, who turned into an outstanding head coach. Outstanding head coach. And the reality is, I trust the Baltimore organization to find a head coach. If they hire Chris Shula, I believe Chris Shula works. Because what we see in the NFL, Philadelphia has gone to the Super Bowl with how many different coaches? The organization is good. The top is good. I was actually talking to my dad about this morning. When you are a great player, Josh Allen is hands down the best quarterback in the NFL. There is no quarterback that is what he is. But everybody needs support. Everybody needs a little bit of help. Peyton Manning was a lot better quarterback than Tom Brady. Yes, I am still on that. Nobody can change my mind because Brady was spoon-fed the majority of the time. Early on, he had to do nothing. Peyton never had that option. Peyton Manning was great. But even, and I love Coach Dungy, I miss Coach Dungy every gosh darn day. But they failed Manning. The support wasn't good enough. That defense failed consistently until that one year that they won the Super Bowl. They were failing him badly through the season. In the playoffs, they finally showed up, and the great player got the support he needed. It takes a little bit of support. When your organization is so good from the top, that trickles down. So if you're great up here and you hire really good here and you hire really good here, it trickles down. It's all great. The Steelers have an organizational advantage over half the league. They are so great up here in how they run things, the expectations, what they do, the operation. I think Mike Tomlin is a B-plus head coach. I do not believe he is an A-plus head coach. He is not going to take a bad team and make them a great team. He can take a bad team and make them a viable team. But the Steelers are so great, he doesn't have a losing season, and their roster is awful. We don't like it, but they are buttoned up. Philadelphia, they spend money on their team, but they've got the most lackluster head coach in the NFL. The worst Super Bowl winning coach in the history of Super Bowl winning coaches is Nick Sirianni, in my opinion. He's on the hot seat every year because of how he manages the team. But because they're so good up here, they get where they want to go. They make the playoffs. They may fail in the playoffs, but they make the playoffs. They still have success. The Rams. Last year's team had no business making the playoffs. They did. It's supposed to be a rebuilding year. Stan Kroenke, Les Snead, it goes down. Tennessee Titans, don't come at us, coach. Just you stay in your lane. Let us handle everything we want to handle. Don't criticize our decisions. You're awful. Your team is once again awful. Cleveland Browns. I want to make sure I get a say in how this football stuff works. Okay, owner. Your team's bad again. Sorry. Arizona Cardinals. Bidwell is one of those weird ones. He'll have years where he doesn't get involved, and he'll have years where he is. Woody Johnson for the Jets, though, needs to sell the Jets. It's that simple. Woody Johnson needs to sell the Jets. He's awful. Nobody wants to play in New York. Nobody. Aaron Glenn is an ex-player that volunteered to coach that team, basically, because he wanted to be able to bring back what he enjoyed as a player out there in New York. Rex Ryan offered to come back and coach. Woody Johnson never made the move. The bad organizations are the only ones that are staying bad. The Bengals, cheap owner. Yeah, he made a Super Bowl. What he's done outside of that. I mean, come on. You've got Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. You had Trey Hendrickson. Chase Brown is your running back. A decent tight end in Mike Gesicki. And you've basically squandered it. Because you don't want to make moves that the big dogs make. I'm going to leave the Colts and Carly out of this rant right now because she needs time. We are still less than a year from her taking over the team. She needs time. So I am going to... You have to give somebody time to figure out what they really want to do when it wasn't their life prior to getting the position. Football is not Carly's life at all. And the more and more I think about it, I do enjoy that she I do. I do like that she enjoys being on the sideline. I do like she's trying to learn. I still do wish she would be up in the owner's box a little bit more, talking with the people and being the owner side of her. Being the owner. But I'm not going to jump on her for her decisions right now. Too new. Way too new. The Spanos. San Diego Chargers. Marty Schottenheimer. Norv Turner. Got really, 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 really cheap with the head coaches he was hiring. And guess what happened? The organization absolutely stunk. It wasn't good. At all. What happened? The Spanos family goes, all right, that's it. We know we got to spend money. They went and they spent money on Jim Harbaugh. Look at there. Back-to-back NFL playoff appearances. When you have a completely injured offensive line and still made the playoffs. The organization matters. It matters a lot. So when you see these head coaching positions open, Stephen Ross likes to be involved. He doesn't have to be involved a ton. But Stephen Ross loves to be involved. He's just not nearly as vocal as Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones isn't as buttoned up. Very vocal. Very distracting. His teams haven't won anything. Out of date. Not willing to pivot. Not willing to do certain things. Make certain moves. I still give him credit for this year. He made some really good trades this year. Some really good moves. But either way, it still didn't result in anything. Dak Prescott had a banger of a year. Still missed the playoffs. Didn't take care of that issue. Why could Sean McDermott get fired? Because he's got the best quarterback in the NFL, and his defense has consistently failed Josh Allen in the playoffs. Josh Allen does not play down. He is a big-time star in the big-time moments. And Sunday, we'll get to this here in a second. Sunday, I think, is going to be one of those things where the ownership goes, dude, come on. You can't be out-coached like that, because I think that's what's going to happen. But these coaching candidates, Matt Nagy to me is becoming more and more of a very, very viable option for multiple teams. I love Matt Nagy as a hire. Brian Flores, I think two of these positions work for Flores. Stefanski could work basically anywhere. Obviously, Harbaugh can work anywhere. Chris Shula, I believe, is going to get a job. Robert Saleh is going to get looked at. Mike McCarthy better be ready because he is going to get calls. Do you want to make the playoffs and just be a little bit consistent about getting to the playoffs? Hire McCarthy. Did it with the Packers. He did it with the Cowboys. Don't complicate things. Don't complicate things. And we still got a bunch of offensive coordinator, and we got the Bucs offensive coordinator job. We got the Lions offensive coordinator job. You got all these new offensive coordinator jobs with these 8 teams potentially. You got the Dallas defensive coordinator job. There's a lot of pieces that are going to be moving. And this is great. See, here's the thing. And then we're going to move on. Here's the thing. If you've been looking at the NFL and feeling like it's stagnant, you're right. We haven't had an expansion team since 2002. We haven't had any realignment, switching around, changing divisions, anything since 2002. They had expansion with the Jags, expansion with the Panthers. You had the Buccaneers. It needed something. I've been saying for a while, redo the divisions. Just, you got to shake up the monotony. You got to shake it up. Keep the Ravens and the Steelers rivalry. Shake up the divisions. Do something. Like, that's where the NFL is kind of at. Because it's the same thing over and over and over. And it needs shook up. You know how I do that? Have a season where 1/3 of your coaches of teams are going to change. That's how you shake the league up. Even though the bad organizations are part of it. If the Steelers trade Tomlin, the Bills fire McDermott, the Eagles fire Sirianni, it is enough of a shakeup to change the landscape. Sean McDermott can go to another team and be 9-8, 10-7, and make the playoffs. He's a B head coach. He's not going to get you over the top. He's a B head coach. Make the moves. Shake it up. This is great for the football fan. This is great for those of us watching, because when people start moving around, start turning up the stagnant pond that is the NFL, it's great. And I am 1,000% here for it. Shake it up. Move it. Get something new in there. So I like this. I really, really like this. All right, so let's get to the games. I have got a bunch of bets out this weekend. A bunch of bets out. Money's behind everything that I'm going to say right now. I got at least 3. I got my game pick bets. I got 3 of those parlays right now. I'm going to do, after we get off of here, I'm going to get my touchdown scorer and my yardage bets done after I get off of here. I was looking at those a little bit earlier. So, how do the games stack out as far as what I see? So let's start with the Carolina and Ram game, and let's go down the schedule. Number one issue that I have with this game is that the Panthers right now don't have much respect. And yes, I know they were 8-9. I'm aware of that. And why Raheem Morris got fired was probably because of this. They're 8-9, Tampa's 8-9, and Atlanta is 8-9. 3 8-9 teams at top of the NFC South, and the Saints are sitting there 6-11. They're going with Suge next year. Tyler's the starting quarterback. They got hot at the end of the year. Redo your cap. That team's viable. Just look out. So the Panthers are currently 10-point underdogs. 10.5-point underdogs. Okay? The over-under is 45.5 points. The money line is in favor of the Rams by a ton. I have taken the spread. I have taken the Panthers with the points. It's a playoff game. It's the Rams going to Carolina. Could the Rams blow them out? Absolutely. Absolutely. But I think the Panthers have been disrespected enough through the year. Dave Canales needs to be given credit for what he's done with a quarterback that most of us don't really like. Yes, they slightly backdoored getting into the playoffs with needing the Atlanta win. I will give that to you. That is 100% correct. But what's your job? Make the playoffs. They have a home playoff game. There is a playoff game in Bank of America Stadium because they won the division. That was his job. He did his job. I do not believe the Panthers lose by 11 points. I know there's a lot out there that are saying 31-20. I just don't see it. The Rams secondary is so bad. At a lot of point in times, they are really bad on that back end. I am going to say the Rams probably win, but my bet is on the spread. I don't think it's a 10.5-point game. I think Carolina keeps it closer. 31-23, 30-24, somewhere around there. The Rams should win. The Rams are the better team. I do have a bet where I've got the Panthers winning, though. Absolutely do. Because there is the Rams and the Bills are the two teams. You don't know what team you're getting. Matthew Stafford almost threw for 5,000 yards this year. Yet, his team is 12-5, and if he plays bad, does Sean McVay stop giving him the football? You guys remember when they played Carolina the last time? That was my complaint. Why did you keep giving the ball to Stafford when Kyren and Corum were running so well? It made no sense to me. None. So, the Rams should win. It's going to be 69 degrees. It's going to be absolutely gorgeous. Should be really good. Supposed to be cloudy. May have a little bit of rain. I'm taking the Panthers with the points. That is what I'm doing. 10.5-point spread, way too much. I'm taking Panthers with the points. All right, now we go to Chicago and Green Bay. I don't trust Green Bay. You all know this. I do not trust Green Bay in the slightest. Chicago's home. 35 degrees, potential snow. Neither team's going to really be afraid of that. But the Bears' offensive line and the Bears' defense, I believe, is better than the Packers' offensive line right now and the Packers' defense. There's no Micah Parsons. Very little rush that comes off the edge. So this one, the Bears are underdogs by 1.5. The money line is very minimal for who wins. It's basically a pick 'em. Over-under on points is 44.5. I'm going the money line with the Bears. I'm just flat out picking the Bears to win. I believe they are home. I believe the Packers have had a lot of interesting issues. And on script, I think the Bears jump out. I think on script in the second half will be huge for the Bears. And if they can control everything, I think it works. Josh Jacobs actually has not had nearly as good of a year as he normally does. He's had 234 carries for 900 something yards. Okay? And it's not been great. It's not been great. And they don't have a huge receiving group that we really trust right now. Tucker Kraft being out really hurts Jordan Love. And I don't trust Jordan Love. Okay? I'm going Chicago. It's that simple. I'm going Chicago. So on Saturday, I got the Panthers covering the points. Look for them to be able to win. They pressure Stafford. If Stafford has 3 turnovers, there's no reason they can't beat him. But I got the Panthers with the 10.5 points. And then I got Chicago flat out winning. Now, we move to Sunday. Buffalo and Jacksonville. This is a straight pick'em game. This is straight pick'em. Again, your odds on the money line are both. Neither one of them are plus. They're both minus 108 and minus 112. It's a straight pick'em game. You want to know what's funny? This is really interesting. Josh Allen's thrown for 3,600 yards this year. He ran the ball a lot. Trevor Lawrence had a 4,000-yard season. 4,000 passing yards, 29 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. And the reality is here, Jacksonville's defense is better than the Bills' defense. Jacksonville's leading tackler has 143 tackles. The Bills' leading tackler has 85. Defensively, Jacksonville is better, and I believe they can control this game. The Bills were my pick to win the Super Bowl. Bills were my pick to win the Super Bowl. I didn't like some of the moves they made in the offseason. You know that. But this team is not good enough. This roster construction is not good enough. And Sean McDermott is now going into a game against an offensive coach again. And if he screws this up, it'll be bad. It'll be really bad. If he is outcoached on Sunday, he's fired. This is not a Josh Allen issue. I feel like this game has the makings of the Texan game that the Bills had, where Allen's going to be under duress. He's going to be Superman. He's going to keep them as close as he can. But at the end of it, McDermott's side of the ball, the defense is going to fail him. Josh Allen plays huge in big games. But I got Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville's a better team right now. Hands down. I think they're the better team. So I got Jacksonville. Then we got the afternoon game. San Francisco 49ers, Philadelphia Eagles, supposed to be 41 degrees, partly cloudy. Honestly, weather's not going to play that big of a factor here. The spread is 5.5 to Philadelphia. Over-under on the points is 44.5. I like, especially at 5.5. I'm going 49ers with the points. I think this is a field goal game. And if Sirianni loses this game, I could see him getting fired. Because I know ownership is tired of the bickering, tired of all the talk that goes on. There is a huge chance he gets fired if the 49ers beat him on Sunday. The way this game could easily play out, there have been really, really bad halves this year by teams. Philadelphia has 4 of them. Jalen Hurts has 4 of the worst quarterback halves on the season where he didn't complete a pass. There is no team, in my opinion, that has as much talent and top-end ability, winning the Super Bowl, and as low of a floor of not even scoring any points as Philadelphia. What? That's how big the gap is from being on to being off. It's a wide gap. I don't know what to do with Philly. Philly should win. Let me be very clear. Philly should win. But I'm taking the 49ers in the points. They got embarrassed in that last game by Seattle. Shanahan's offense is going to come out ready to play. And if you jump with the Eagles early, you can normally get them kind of into a they're trying to match you situation where they don't do great. So I'm going to say San Francisco covers the spread, especially at 5.5. Especially at 5.5. San Francisco covers the spread. Philly should win. Probably wins, but my bet is on the points. My bet is on the points. Then we get to Sunday night's game, the game that terrifies the life out of me to bet. The New England Patriots and the Los Angeles Chargers. It is going to be clear, supposedly, 36 degrees at Foxborough. How do we bet this one? Over under 45.5. The spread is 3.5. I'm going money line. I believe Vrabel, a lot like DeMeco Ryans the last few years, is not going to lose at home. That's what I believe. I believe Vrabel's just not going to lose at home. Josh McDaniels will have an offensive game plan that works. Justin Herbert is still going to be under a bunch of duress. And I believe New England's just going to pull it out. I'm going money line on this game with the Patriots. Straight money line. Straight money line. And I like it. I like it. But this game's going to be close, potentially. This game could easily be close. Do not underestimate how close this game could be. It could be really close. But I'm going Patriots money line. That is my bet. Patriots money line. All right. Houston Texans and the Pittsburgh Steelers. 35 degrees, probably extremely windy in Pittsburgh. Monday night. Texans are favored by 3. Over-under is 38.5. I'm taking straight Texans money line. I've got Texans as a spread as well in one of my bets. One of my bets has the Texans as 10-point favorites. I changed the spread up to 10. I don't think the Steelers have a shot to keep this game close. If there's any wind and the Steelers have to run the ball, ain't going to happen. The Texans are way too good. And they're going to trust their corners. Aaron Rodgers is going to be under duress pretty gosh darn quickly because of how the Texans blitz. He doesn't move that well. Yes, he escaped the sack attempt from Myles Garrett and smiled as he was doing it. Let's be real, people. He's not running away from Will Anderson. Al-Shaair. Ain't happening. I got the Texans big. I really do. I'm taking the Texans money line. I do have a spread bet where I changed the spread. I like the Texans. I really do. I like the Texans. That is probably one of my favorite bets of the weekend. So, Carolina, take the spread. Bet the points, take the spread. Chicago, money line, take the Bears. Jacksonville, money line, take them to beat Buffalo. San Francisco, take the points, especially at 5.5, to cover the 5.5 against the Eagles. Taking the Patriot money line, and either or, take the point spread at 3, or just take them outright, take the Texans to win. That's how I see this weekend playing out. And we're going to get a Houston versus Denver and Jacksonville versus New England matchup in the AFC, I hope. And then in the NFC, I don't know. I don't know. Could be Seattle versus San Francisco. Chicago versus Carolina. Remember, the NFL reseeds after each game. The lowest seed plays the number one. The lowest seed that's left plays the number one. It's going to be wild. It's going to be wild. All right, what are my predictions for tonight? Oregon, Indiana. Of course I'm going with the Hoosiers. I already got that bet locked in. I got the Hoosiers. I got Moore and Mendoza playing pretty good games. I've got it relatively middle of the pack scoring. I think it's going to be a fun game to watch. Last night's Ole Miss and Miami game, I want to make sure, and I'm happy most have, give the credit to the Ole Miss players for how they played when Lane Kiffin was an absolute jerk and showing they could do it. And potentially, if they had their entire coaching staff, would have beat Miami last night. Chip on their shoulder, played really hard, loved the game. Great to see Miami back in a national championship game. Just that green and orange U. It's good for them to be good. It's good for college football for Miami to be good. And so they're in the national championship. They're basically playing a home game. Oregon and IU. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be an outstanding game. It could come down to the final drive. I really hope it doesn't because my nerves will not be able to take it. Last night was fun to watch because I didn't have a horse in the race. I was just watching great football. Tonight, I'm going to be a flippin' mess. Just being real. Just being real. All right. Monday morning. We'll go live at 8 o'clock on Monday because it's the opening of the week and everybody's going to be at school. And we're going to have a lot to talk about on Monday. And then regular work days, we'll keep it at 1 o'clock to 2 as weather's going to get cold again. Snow's coming back in the forecast. So we'll see how everything goes. But Monday morning, 8 o'clock, we'll be here and we'll be talking. Sorry, 9 o'clock, not 8 o'clock. Shoo, 8 o'clock's too early. 9 o'clock. Jeez, trying to get myself live before all the kids are even in school. That ain't going to happen. Sorry, 9 o'clock. Monday morning. We'll go live again. As always, have a fantastic weekend. Wild card weekend in the playoffs. We got a college football playoff semifinal game tonight. Have a fantastic weekend. Make it the best weekend that you absolutely can. And have fun with it. Have fun with it. Please like, subscribe, share the podcast with a friend. I deeply appreciate it as always. Until Monday, while I guaranteed have craziness that happens this weekend because that's football, we'll talk about it Monday morning. Till then, for Sports Talk with Hawk, I'm Hawk. I'm out. Have a great weekend, all.